Hey y'all, really quickly, spread the word, send this everyone you know. To our 6 old faithful subscribers. Make your family subscribe. Just turn off notifications. We're trying to change platforms to YouTube Live. We want to do it live because we're a little bit over the fakeness of AI. And we want you guys to see us fail in real time and, just face plant like we normally do. It's cool. We have a barrier to entry though, and that is 50 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We're at 35. Send, share, just click. Link will be in show notes. Thank you kindly.
Hi, Rachel.
Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good times.
I think you need to sit still or we're gonna have the same issues we were having before.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We have a couple of technical difficulties today, although we're recording in the afternoon, so who knows what the sound's gonna be like. And Liz is at work, so who knows? We are winging it and winging a prayer, singing a prayer, songing a prayer. I don't know what that is.
We're working.
We're trying.
Or we're gonna see if it'll work. Yes.
Trying.
Do our best.
We're introducing our new segment today, Define This, and we have a new word, but we also wanted to talk about our target audience for a moment with you folk. And that would be if you're annoyed by our podcast, this is not for you.
Hey, that's the best way to say it, I think.
It is for
literally.
It is for people or and obviously we'd prefer if you shared it with folks who have been in a cult, recently got out of a cult a long time ago, are struggling with getting out of a cult, maybe are considering getting out of a cult. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean a religion, but something that they're struggling with. We could take this into all kinds of different ways, but basically we're trying to be helpful with some lifestyle changes, behavioral modifications, and things like that that help you understand the way life works and how your body and brain processes that.
That was a lot. Oh. Anyway, yeah, so it's
not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. I've actually found out that there are people listening to it who probably would, shocked me. But like wholeheartedly need to listen to it. So
this is for you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
It might help. You might hate it, but it might help.
Right. Oh my gosh. I hope it helps. Anyway. Okay. So what are we doing today?
So, we may have a musician. We're actually going to be chatting with him and working with him later on to see if he can help us out for our intro and outro jingles. And he's a good friend that I met in San Diego through the volleyball scene, beach volleyball. And he's a musician, he's a writer, he did journalism for a while. He's a veteran. He served in the armed forces, and he a couple of years back spent about a year and a half in Mexico or so, doing some writing, practicing his Spanish. He's bilingual. He's a general all-around nice guy, and I've been to many of his gigs in San Diego locally where he plays with a band, and have seen him do local gigs and stuff, which is always fun to do with when know a buddy who's playing in the band. So it's fun, and we're hopeful that we can get him to give us a jingle, a jangle dangle, jangle dangle. So, and along with our artwork, so we're slowly pulling this together, and I really like the way we've done it, where we're kind of like using the people we know and not doing it super commercial, and keeping it in the friends and family circle with folks that are fantastic artists and want to support us. So that's really cool.
Yep, it is exciting. It's been a weird week.
Since like 1999, it's been a weird week.
Oh, I'm like literally exhausted and it's Wednesday.
Well, look at it this way. You get a 2-week vacation starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Har har.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
So we are
So-
recording on a funky day, but we wanted to get into what has gone on in your work. You've just been busy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm busy every day. The same stuff, different days. But yeah, trying to catch up because I am taking 2 weeks off, so I am trying to get everything done this week. Same food truck, but I'm going to be working on getting in the next 2 weeks. I'll be working on finding possible publishers,
Mm-hmm.
and agents or an agent to represent us. So that will be something I will be working on hard and heavy next week, which is exciting. So yeah, hopefully we can get that done while I'm mandatorily resting.
It's a required vacation.
Yes.
I need one of those. I think I sent you a reel about that. It was like, I need a these are the kinds of vacations I need. And it was like, oh, did you hear it?
Yep, I heard.
We started. They didn't finish. It's like, I need a vacation where I can clean everything in my house like twice, like thoroughly clean everything in my house twice. I need a vacation where I can sleep for 3.5 days. And I need a vacation where I can tell everyone exactly what I think about them with no consequences whatsoever.
That's what I
Like, I need a vacation where I can like do exactly what I want to do when I want to do it without anyone telling me anything else that I have to do.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, those are the vacations I want.
I want to tell that to everybody, but without any repercussions or hurt feelings.
Yes. Well, and I think significant other and I had a night. I think I told you about this. It was probably 2 months ago, and we were having a couple people over to my place here, this tiny little place, and we had planned a dinner together that we were making together. And I'd had a day. I'll wait for them. They'll be out soon, I swear. In case you listeners didn't know, I live right next to a fire station. Not kidding. I can throw a ball, which I have, a volleyball over the fence, and it goes into their yard. And they play pickleball on a regular basis over there, and they are terrible at pickleball. Anyway. So we're making this dinner. We had planned it out. We prepared it. It was at the end of the day, and we were both really tired. And neither one of us were functioning like on all cylinders. So I told significant other that, you know what, let's just do this tired and let's just be grumpy and bitchy, and we'll know that we're just being grumpy and bitchy because we both had a day. And, let her fly. Whatever happens, happens. And nobody's trying to impress anyone here. We just had a long ass shitty days, and we're trying to get this together, and it's going to go wrong at some point, and we're just going to roll with it. And we ended up just like talking about it like that, and it totally made it just like totally okay to just be like, F this shit right now. I need to take a break. I'm going to walk outside for a minute, come right back in and help. Okay, you handle that. I'll handle this, kind of that thing where it worked out real well.
Good.
Yeah. But I do think you should be able to say what you think without, but there are people who are very sensitive. And,
well, also the way you deliver it.
yes.
I have a very direct approach, and that can be extremely offensive, I have learned in my life. Um, so I'm just very straightforward and straight up. And yes, people have got quite annoyed with that and offended, and I've offended my children and, all of the things. So,
Wait, what? You've
but
offended your children?
yes. But I just, you just talk or I just say what I'm thinking without thinking about how it's coming out. If that makes any sense. So
It's a
I'm
disease I'm also struck with.
yes, it sucks. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't I be a little more gentle with my delivery? You know,
It's certainly
I
a
try.
work in progress for me too.
It is. It's an everyday thing, an everyday work. Oh, anyway. So, should we do our define this segment?
Drum roll, please. Okay, so define this.
What is the word for today?
Purity.
Purity. That's a good word. It could go so well with so many other words, right? So in the context of cult life, but let's go with like, what is the meaning? Because there's like the meaning of purity or human purity, right? Like a human being purity. So like purity is freedom from guilt or evil, innocence, physical, it could be physical chastity, virginity, freedom from foreign or inappropriate elements, careful correctness. So,
The only thing going through my brain right now, and I have no idea why, is words that rhyme with it. And the two biggest ones that are coming up are insecurity and insanity. Which I feel are also fitting. Because what is really pure?
I know.
Free
from adulteration or contamination.
Okay, so, we'll take a baby fresh out the hole, and they take a nasty ass black poop.
Absolutely.
Meconium.
It's like chocolate pudding.
That is not pure.
No.
So what is really pure? I mean, gold, fine gems, metals, right? You can get the purity to a certain amount, but then there's always going to be a 0.001% of something else in there, right?
Yeah.
So what is really pure?
Yeah.
Probably our direct approach to people.
Yes, that is 100% pure, because it's like our pure thoughts.
and coming from us, only because I know us, it's not meant harmfully. It's not meant judgmentally. It's not meant with malice. It is just our thoughts and exactly what we're thinking without a filter. Pure thoughts coming from our brain to our mouth, hitting the lips and your ears.
The absence of a vice in human character. Yeah.
Okay.
The absence of vice in character, in human character.
So what would a vice be in human character? That would be narcissism.
Yeah.
But that's really like
so many things.
I don't know if that's a vice or a flaw.
Well, I think that's more of a flaw.
Yeah, I think a vice would be like
people are born that way.
Over talking, conversation domination for attention.
That could be stopped, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think narcissism can be stopped.
No. It is definitely a deep flaw.
Yeah, and I think some people have it and aren't aware. So in purity, in our cult, we were always told we had to be pure. We needed to be pure for our man, or pure for God, or pure in the eyes of God, which.
Well, that goes back to like the modesty theme, define this for last segment.
Which honestly, you think, well, pure, because what would cause you to be pure is like the way you dress, or your modest behavior, your modest dressing, um would cause you to be pure, except when they have sexual predators as leaders. So you know that takes all that out of the way. But I mean, that was what we were expected to do, to give the image of purity, right?
So, and I think that that goes to like outward. I think in the way that they described it to us was an outward representation of
Mm-hmm.
internal, um, you know, uh, right, like your outward dress reflected the way that your behavior should be, and you
Right.
should be pure in your thoughts and pure in your soul and
Mm-hmm.
pure in your mind and your heart. So that was reflected in the way that you dressed, and modesty was the way in which that presented itself. Modest dress would all indicate that you were undefiled in thought, mind,
Yes.
actions. And the modesty was just the representation of that internal
Sure.
puritanical sense of the word. And of course, this is all platformed on the Christian, independent fundamental Baptist, which is what we grew up in.
Right.
Independent fundamental Baptist. Now, in terms of that, they considered themselves pure, right? They were free, and they are still free
Oh,
from.
and above every other religion,
Yes.
religious organization out there, they were the only ones and the only correct ones.
Right.
Everybody else was.
Right. So in terms of their purity, which, there's no pride in purity.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that was, and that is their historical progression, was that Southern
Sure.
Baptist, American Baptist to fundamental independent, which was a break off from all of that, and said, you guys are all wrong. Here's the only way to do it, and this is how we're going to do it. It's, I think of like Orthodox or Hasidic Jews, religious practices in which they say, well, we're not going to do just the cultural part of Judaism, or just the basic bare bones religious part of of Judaism. We're going to go a step further, right? And kind of go back to
Sure.
originalist ideas of what was intended, at the very beginning of time.
Yeah.
Of religion, which again, all religions were started by man, which, well, let's say all of our traditional ones that we think of today as being the larger groups were all.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably something out there that was started by a female, but
Oh, certainly. And particularly later, later on, but well, the Salem witch trials. Well, if you think about soup, we're all kind of witches. I mean, we put a bunch of stuff into a big black pot and read shit out of a book. So I'm pretty sure we're all witches at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, and then I think the purity concept also extended to like virginity, meaning you were to save yourself, your hymen, save your hymen for a man,
Yeah. Dear God. Oh, I mean, that was their overall. I think that was what they defined as pure. And like my husband and I were talking about this last night, because he finally caught up on our podcast, and he was talking about, modesty. And he said, you guys are 100% right that nobody ever refers to modesty when they're talking about a man. It always has to do with a woman. Why? It doesn't make any sense. But, and he came up with like chivalrous or, something like that with modesty. But I'm like, for a man, because he's like, what would it be to describe a man? A man that is modest. Like, how would you describe modesty in a man? And I honestly couldn't come up with much. I thought, well, dear God, I don't know. Well, okay, so going back to the modesty thing with that, the only thing they had to do was they couldn't wear shorts. So that was their only modest thing, was they couldn't wear shorts, they had to wear long pants. But that was really their only rule. So anyway, but back to purity. I think it's the same thing. I guess a man's supposed to keep himself for a woman, but you know, when men do stuff in and out of our religion, whether we were in the cult or not, it is more excused in a man to, you know, have behaviors, you know, have multiple partners or blah 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 at the same time, or cheat or whatever. A man is not judged as harshly as a woman, and
Well,
I think that's
let's
across the board in general.
let's just talk about the fact that men can go topless.
Hey, for sure.
I mean, I've seen larger mammary glands on men at the beach, you know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, in terms of development, they're larger than a lot of my friends. So I don't get the issue with that. And I think and that is again a very American thing. You know, you go to Europe. I have my girlfriend, when she came from Netherlands, she was like, "Oh, I'm taking my top off." I was like, "Oh, that's fine. Let's just go to a beach where hardly anyone is, because otherwise the beach police are going to come over and say something, or you know, someone's going to throw a freaking fit at you." So we went topless in one of the beaches here, but it's not a big deal there. And I just think it's a double standard for sure, but think of the standard was set by a man. So therefore, of course, there's going to be a double standard, because as history unfolds and we realize more and more, you know, obviously men are the superior sex. I mean,
Obvious.
so they should be making all these choices and decisions for us, you know, and that keeps it pure. Yeah, which totally not true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say that I think that the purity thing also like goes into, like, if we think culturally too, though, right? Like movies, television, music,
Right. Your mind.
yeah, right, all of the things that might make you think, you know, the things that make you walk the dirty walk.
Oh my God, I can't believe you busted out with that.
Drinking, smoking, fist fighting, dirty talk. This is like a Bible school song, right? Which teaches children that all these things are wrong, and that the pure way is to walk the Bible way. And the Bible way says, oh, I don't know what else. So yeah, no alcohol, no tobacco, which okay, you know, I don't judge anyone who doesn't drink or doesn't smoke or, you know, doesn't cuss. That literally means nothing to me if you don't do that. And it also literally means nothing to me if you do those things.
Absolutely.
You do you, honey. Don't tell me how to do me.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that standard that's set is set for not my purpose. I mean, sure, you could say, well, if you didn't drink, you'd probably have a, you know, healthier lifestyle. If you didn't smoke, you'd probably have a healthier lifestyle. Life is freaking short. Do the thing, enjoy the drink, enjoy the smoke, enjoy the, you know, I mean, again, you do you choose how you want to live. If you eat all vegetables and exercise all the freaking time, you will die healthy. Right?
Maybe.
I mean, you're not going to live forever. So you will die healthy as a horse. That's not going to get you out of it.
Right.
Oh, I mean, there are better ways to die, I suppose, but you know, I mean, I don't think that anyone should have to tell me. It's not as though smokers don't know. It's not as though as if you're an excessive drinker, you don't know, you know? And really nobody needs to be telling you that.
That's true.
Cussing, I guess if you're in a corporate job, you won't get away with that for too long. But hopefully that culture changes a bit too. Anyway, well,
Only.
is there anything else that you could think about that like kind of uh exemplifies the puritanical like sort of quagmire?
I mean, purity, there's like religious organizations that do rituals,
Oh
to
yeah.
purify, so you think, well, I mean, I don't know, there's all different kinds of religions do different things. It's kind of I mean, there wasn't
Sacrificial
really,
lamb,
yeah.
blood
Well, yeah, but like
sacrifice.
there wasn't really, I don't think, any rituals in our organization that did. I don't feel like there was rituals. I'm sure there probably was that I'm
Well,
not.
I think that there's ritual performed every day, with a prayer in the morning, a service in the afternoon,
Sure.
right? Church, just regularity of
Yeah.
attendance, which is all a performative nature of a ritual, right? Just attending, and the requirement of attendance is in fact itself a ritual, which
Sure.
was pretty much every day, every day.
Yeah.
The proselytizing is a ritual.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
the
Yeah. There you go.
I would say an altar call is a ritual.
Oh,
Altar call meaning something where at the end of the service, if you go, let's say similar to a Catholic confession or like Yom Kippur, which they just celebrated in Judaism, it's a instead of an annual thing like Yom Kippur or a as needed a confessional in the Catholic. This would be every single service that you ever attended in a fundamental Baptist church. They do an altar call, and you should you need to confess something or to repent of your sins, you would go down to the altar at the end of the service and either just sit and pray or confess something to an elder or a deacon or a leader in the church, and then they would pray and you're absolved or you forgive or you do whatever penance
yeah. I guess
ritual.
that was sort of a ritual because
Yeah,
you were purifying yourself
sure.
and you know getting rid of your sin, washing your sins away.
Right, like they
Basically.
never happened.
Right. And there's no consequences. So
Anyway, well, purity, puritanical, let that help you out through your day and maybe wear some white, Liz. I feel like that would help me.
just
I'll
wear
just,
white.
I'll just wear white.
We'll appear more.
Yeah. It's reflecting my insides. Well, anyway,
Yes.
so again, share this with folks that you think might find this helpful. Again, if you don't find it helpful, we don't request that you continue to listen, but we do request that you maybe share it with someone who might actually find it helpful or useful. And then
Yeah.
make sure you guys hang tight for our new artwork, and then also for our new music that we're hopefully going to be
we're hopefully working very soon,
getting it going here pretty quickly. And we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to us yak and cackle.
Yes. Literally, I feel sometimes like when I listen to the playback, I'm like, oh my God, my laugh is so annoying.
I find our podcast highly annoying.
Oh yeah. So what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, also, hey, we're gonna have an email by next week, and I will send it to you, or I will tell you about it when it's there, so you guys can send us questions or comments so we can address them on the podcast.
Excellent.
But yeah,
all right,
that's
tune in next week for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Peace out.
All right.
Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
In 1998, I was the whistleblower in a massive pedophilia case involving the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, Cornerstone Baptist Church in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I was the lead key witness in a case that took down an entire network of child abusers. Charles D. Miller was sent to prison, and this was prior to the statute of limitations law being lifted in Colorado. In fact, shortly thereafter, it was lifted, and he would have gotten life in prison. My sister and I wrote a book about what it was like growing up in the cult. We're looking for publishers. We are going to self-publish, but we need your help. If you know of anyone, hit us up. Contact info is in the show notes. Thank you kindly.